Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be looking at how on earth Twisted Minds lost these games. We're looking first of all at game 4 of the quarterfinal between Twisted Minds and Falcons. We're a Monkey Moon POV. Twisted Minds have just lost game 1 of the series and then won 2 in a row. And spoiler alert, they're about to take massive advantages in this game. They're about to have huge leads several times for 3v3 and then still somehow lose. And this might be the one most important game in the entire tournament for Esports World Cup. When it comes to Rocket League, because Falcons of course went on to win the tournament, and this was the moment where they looked the most vulnerable. It looked like they might be about to receive another loss at the hands of their rivals, but Monkey Moon's passing is going to steal the show in the early game. Before we get to the bad bits, we're going to see some good bits. Monkey Moon pre-jump, pass down to TRK, Naupo comes in for the top shelf tap in. But yeah, a lot of good from this tournament for Twisted Minds. The good is, in summary, that they might be the best offense that Rocket League has ever seen, at least when it comes to scoring goals and outplaying opponents. Another great pass by Monkey Moon, this time in defense. 2-0. Falcons getting hit on the counter. But their offense is only the best in some areas. I think it's the best at outplaying opponents, it's the best at converting on chances as they score a third to make it 3-0 inside a minute. But they do overextend a fair bit, and they do take a lot of risks. They stick around in offense, a low boost a lot, and it doesn't always go their way. So let's see where it starts to go wrong. Monkey Moon coming off the goal line just misses the ball, and it might seem like that's all that went wrong here, but we look at Naupo's POV. This is going to be a recurring theme in my opinion for Falcons. Inability to control the ball in the back corner. It's easy to point the fingers, like I said, at Monkey Moon here because he does simply miss this, but with Twisted Minds, a lot of their 50-50s are they're volatile, they're dangerous, they're flying into the midfield, flying off the back corner wall, and Monkey Moon probably knows that he's got to go quickly here because this is not going to stay in the back corner, knowing the tendencies of his teammates. And this is obviously their whole team's identity, so I'm not speaking about any one individual here, speaking about Twisted Minds, but my goodness, Monkey Moon with another insane pass to make it 4-1. So, you know, their heads are still screwed on here. They're not tilted about losing a goal. Right back to scoring, and it's 4-1, so the 3-goal lead is reinstated. But I bring up that point about the back corner control because it is going to be a theme in this video, and I think it's a theme when you watch Twisted Minds. A lot of the goals they concede is because they're not slowing the game down and they're not keeping the ball in their defensive corner away from danger, because the defensive corner is one of the easiest places to defend in high-level 3v3. Players are so good at 50-50ing the ball to safety, killing time, and really just forcing the opponents to be the ones to take an unnecessary risk or to feel desperate and overextend. And I don't think Twisted Minds use that as well as other teams do in the top tier of competition. Teams that are far harder to score on than they are. Let's see how long it takes before something else goes wrong. As we stay on Monkey Moon POV for a bit longer, we'll be switching around a little bit, rewinding a little bit to see different perspectives. Hopefully you guys don't mind, because this is a bit more of a breakdown video than a straight recap. And after this game we're going to look at one more and see what went wrong, because this is something that went wrong in multiple series for them, losing leads, losing large leads, and losing them quite quickly as well. Something that I'm sure they're going to be trying to figure out before the World Championship. These guys, if they figure out how to just be a little bit safer at preserving their leads, they're going to be, I think, just simply the best team. They're already nearly the best team. They've finished second place in one event and they've nearly beaten Falcons in the other. Okay, here's their second goal they've conceded. Initially, we're going to rewind. Monkey Moon and Naupo, they're both up using a lot of boost for this. This is, you know, overall fine because on the recovery, Naupo is able to get back quickly enough to force for his third man, his teammate. So this right here, good force by Naupo. He forces the play. But now we look at TRK's POV of the whole thing. I like that he didn't dive, lets his teammates go for him. But this touch to the back corner, it does not buy enough time. In fact, it just gives a shooting angle to Falcons. Now he's in a tricky position because his teammates are so far advanced and so low in boost, so he has to make a good touch here. He can't touch this to Monkey Moon immediately, but that there is just a little bit too dangerous. I think a safer option here would maybe be to just lob the ball to the back corner, try and keep it. Again, I'm repeating myself because it is the theme. Keep it in this area. You don't want it bouncing out again. You want to keep it as tight to the wall as possible, whether that's up near the ceiling or hitting a different curve. Sometimes you can just hit this curve down here and have it go up, or hit a curve up here and keep it stuck to the wall. That prevents the shot from coming in as quickly as this one did. So I think 2 goals with pretty similar origins, but it's okay. Still ahead by 2. Let's keep going. Let's see what happens next. Now, these kickoffs are flying into the post. I don't mind them. That's an interesting thing that they do sometimes, is they'll lose it into their back wall, but it's all good if they've got someone in the area, which they have had. The kickoff that I would like to see them adding to their repertoire is the half-flip kickoff, though. I think it's the king when it comes to stalling for time. It's a good little way to likely get into the midfield, but once these guys are in the midfield, they can convert, and they've done it again. 5-2. So the 3rd time in this game where Twisted Minds have taken a 3-goal lead over Falcons. Remember, if they win this game, they're on triple match point, and they would have just won 3 games in a row. They're going to keep going for goals. I love that they do this. This is a really cool thing about this team, is they're not going to settle for any lead. They're going to keep pushing. But they've just got to find the balance and push the right amount. And then also just mix in just a little bit of pace changes of play. Not always go for the immediate goal. Sometimes slow it down. Let the other team come to them. And then they can hit them with their mechanics, their speed, their quick reads of the game. And I think be even more successful. But, Falcons are not coming back yet. We're getting close to a minute. Still no goal for Falcons. So this one is going to be from absolute midfield play. And here it is right now. And it's just a miss by Naupo by looks of things. But we'll go back and see. I think there's more going on here than meets the eye. So he's dodged a demo from Drally on the back wall. Steers to the right because he knows Drally's still to his left. And now he knows Drally's no longer coming for him. And this is the moment that he jumps for the read. Drally's just annoyed him enough that he's drifted out of position. But I'm going to pause for a second and talk about a mentality that Twisted Minds have, which ties into what we've been discussing in this video. They want to advance the ball. They want to score. They want to attack. Now, Naupo tries to read this aggressively. He tries to, I think, get forward, hit the ball forward. Yeah, it would have been safer, instead of flying forward initially when he takes off here to try and hit the ball forward, play a safer takeoff. Just take off more vertically and see what kind of bounce it is. And then if it's a hard bounce like he's thinking it's going to be, he can just fly down again and try to control the ball. If it isn't, if it's this kind of bounce, it's all good. He wouldn't have flown forward like this and then had to fly back, which isn't very efficient. He could just fly up and then meet this and control it towards Monkey Moon, who's over here, or he could try to control it towards TRK, who's over here, or just try and control it himself. The options for this guy, because he's got such good mechanics, would be limitless. He could just reset on the ball and bring it back down. But I think that comes from the Twisted Minds, their overall ideology, more than it was just a misread. It's easy to just put that down to it's a misread. But I think overall, if they just try to sometimes play a little bit safer with their takeoff, they don't always have to go really, really fast, get the read bang on. They could just jump a little bit more, like he's doing now. This is kind of what I'm thinking. Just hover, control, lead the ball to the back corner. Just like what we saw there. And now, okay, we need to talk about this as well. So we've got another goal for Falcons. And I want to talk a little bit about another theme that you are going to see a lot. So again, Drally's being really annoying. He's annoying TRK now. TRK's flipped to the right because he knows Drally could be in the area trying to bump him. But now, this is just a bit greedy for me for small pads. He likes to keep moving. Twisted Minds like to keep moving. And because he's advanced too far, like initially I think we're moving in a good direction here away from the bump, but now, I mean, we're actually just turning back into, if the bump was coming, it would have hit by now. And we maybe were a bit vulnerable there, but TRK's awareness is fantastic. These guys have great game sense. He knows when he's in danger, when he's not. But then it's the choice to play second man wide. He's basically moving up as a second man would here, trying to play like a wide second man position. But Naupo's also playing second man on the side wall. He's playing like a more traditional, following the first man down the same side of the pitch. And yeah, the ball just goes straight towards their net. So obviously it's not the best play by Monkey Moon to lose control of the ball like this, but it leads to a goal because these little annoying plays by Drally in the back corner are pushing TRK out of position. He decides to just go with the flow and continue upfield. Now puts it in chase by Rawas. He decides to go with the flow and just accelerate into his own net and try and make an in and out save. Would it maybe been easier to just stay in the back corner by going wider. You'll see it a lot in 1v1 where players, to dodge a demo like this, they'll just drive up on the wall, and that way he could arrive with his nose pointing towards the ball. He'd just be on the wall, because you could just, again, slow down in the back corner, clear this. But that's not what they do. They like to keep their momentum, they like to keep going, and they like to, I think, sometimes just use a bit too much boost to get into position they don't need to be in. But it's all in the name of dodging demos. It's not; these aren't plays that are completely bad. There is a reason that they're doing them. Like here, we're going to see Monkey Moon arrive a bit too early, didn't get the read right, and they've conceded again. So, summary is for me, at any point during these kickoffs, I think they should probably throw in a half flip at some point, or a double half flip. Just try to kill some time. Just try to switch it up. Be less predictable, because Falcons are able to read the Twisted Minds kickoffs at this point with a higher success chance than Twisted Minds would like, because Twisted Minds always send one player. They're always cheating with another player. They're getting into aggressive positions. If Falcons can just get one bump, rotation's broken for Twisted Minds in defense. It's fine though. It's overtime, all good. Or is it? Now Pope in an awkward position, getting chased. Shot is immediately in, and they've lost. So just like that, same theme as we've been talking about. They're a bit predictable in the kickoffs. Somebody goes and hits the ball, somebody cheats, and somebody else is getting boost in the back corner. What do Falcons do? Well, they know that's going to happen. Twisted Minds keep doing this over and over again. So they just send two. Block, volatile touch, or volatile bounce, and Naupo couldn't keep it in defense. Could he have read this? Hard to say. It's a tough read. He maybe could just stay where he is. Try to get the predictions, stick to this ball. But he knows there's a demo coming again. Like all these movements, it's because they know demos are coming, they know bumps are coming, and they're trying to get away from them. But by getting away, he's put himself in a position where he can't make the save, so maybe he just has to play the ball there and hope that he doesn't get demoed. Anyway, that's enough for this game. Let's get into the second game. We're going to check out what went wrong against NIP. Alright, we're going to go all the way to Game 5 against NIP. This is from the group stage. NIP who had a great tournament. Jorias, Oli, and CRR. CRR putting up one of the most interesting tournaments I've ever seen. I might have to make a video about that. Just the low boost plays coming out of this guy. That might be something that Twisted Minds need to take a look at. Because these guys, they're the fastest team. They're the best team with boost. Sometimes so when they're in low boost positions, they get a bit too aggressive. I think CRR balances it really well. So we're already up 1-0. Now this is part of a reverse sweep attempt. Something that's never happened at Esports World Cup is any just reverse sweep. So Twisted Minds would be the first team to ever get a reverse sweep in EWC if they can complete this. They've won games 3 and 4. This is game 5, and they're off to a great start. 2-0. We've seen this so many times before. Just come out the gate, bang, goal, another bang, goal. They're just so fast, so mechanical. Other teams can't keep up with them. And NIP have struggled in this matchup already this season. But they are already having a good tournament. They'd already beaten Shopify Rebellion, a team that they'd also struggled with early in the season. And back pass, DRK's 50 does get collected by Monkey Moon. So far, so good. Like I said in the last game, there's lots of good to write home about for Twisted Minds. Not all bad. Couple of footnotes, I think, about their defensive strategy and their overall way of playing the game when they're winning. But I think this team is very close to being the best in the world, and they don't need to make huge changes, I think, in order to become the best team in the world. Just some small adjustments here and there. This is good play by Naupo in the Octane. Very nicely done. Again, dodging the demo. They're a hard team to bump a demo because they play so quickly. Always moving as well. They're never staying in the same place for too long. So it comes out into the middle, and that could have easily been 3, but instead it's 1 for NIP. So that kind of a double commit that they pull out every now and then. It comes out, rears its ugly head, and that's just a case of Monkey Moon and Naupo not knowing who's going to go. And Naupo, interestingly enough, almost makes the same mistake he made in the previous game that we watched in this video, just getting a bit low on a ceiling bounce read. But that's more, it's not because he can't read it, it's just because he's up immediately. Just goes up so instantaneously without giving himself any chance to see what's coming his way. And most of the time, I want to highlight I had to, I picked out the 2 best examples of Twisted Minds losing from in front in this tournament. But most of the time, they're just perfect. They're just nailing all these reads, and it looks great. They just win, and no complaints. But eventually, when you see enough, when you put yourself in these positions too many times, when you have to make the perfect read, perfect touch, get up fast, and just trust yourself, eventually you're going to make mistakes. But still, all good. 2-1, no problem. Let's see what they can do from here. They're in another strong position. Love watching these guys play, as well as being such a good team. The way they play is obviously extremely entertaining, and I hope if they do dial back on some of the things I'm talking about in this video, trying to find safe kickoff strategies, make more diversity in that regard. If they try to play more of that back corner preservation style and just saving a bit of boost, saving a little touch more, being more cautious with their usage of it. I hope it doesn't completely change the way they play, because they are very fun to watch. But okay, goals just happened here. Let's see how that ended up. TRK is getting harassed in defense, and Jarius just scores it. He just puts it in. So that's simple as. But this would have been a good moment, I think, just like in the last game, for just a half flip kickoff, or right here, double half flip. Just throw it out there. Make the other team think that you might not be going. Because if you go every time, you are being more predictable. Still though, no problem. They're doing fine. They're actually regaining from these goals they're conceding without any difficulty. And they are still very much in control of this series, just like they were the last one. And all of a sudden, though, what on earth is this? I mean, this is what I would have done in ranked if I was playing. I also centered the ball to the opponents. Lots of good options here. Taking the ball up the wall by just not advancing immediately, which is a theme we'll be talking about. Just trying. These guys, they love to get into position preemptively. Maybe he thought the touch was going to be harder here, and he drives up the wall. But just waiting. We don't need to immediately commit to the wall here. We just wait just a second. We don't need to farm the top average speed in the tournament. We just pause, and then we make a play on it. Either first touch and then control and air dribble out of defense, or just go for a more hard touch across the goal. Just boom it into the corner there, or maybe the safest of all, and what most players would do here, is just try to deflect the ball behind you, because you've got Monkey Moon in that area. If you could just make sure that Oli can't immediately score, then again this back corner is going to be safe, or you just pop it over Oli's head. But yeah, out into the middle is just not the play, especially if we're not going to track after it. I'm sure he meant to, but this is, once again, if it was a standalone issue, you just say, it's fine, whatever. But these are just examples of something that, in my opinion, Twisted Minds do a lot, and that is not prioritize the safety of angle, covering the dangerous angles of attack. It's not really their priority. They're just trying to get the counter-attack started as fast as possible. Just get the ball away from their goal. Oh, the ball's close to our goal. Somebody hits it away. Just get rid of it. And I think that sometimes keeping the ball close to your goal could be the safer option if it involves limiting the opponent's angle of attack. But yeah, TRK is in a horrendous spot here. His teammates have committed heavy. He's got no boost. Still looks like he's struggling to get boost. Nepo was also unable to get the necessary boost in the play. And TRK still has no boost, and he's conceded. Okay, we've got to rewind here and see what happened to TRK, because this can happen. You just end up with no boost in Rocket League. We'll go back a bit further. He's still boost starved. Let's see, when did this start? Sorry guys, we're gonna go back to the kickoff, because it looked like that entire sequence he was struggling to find boost. Hope you guys don't mind this. So if you are enjoying this kind of rewind and review content, be sure to check out the Next Rank YouTube channel with myself and Jack. We do a lot of videos like this where we break things down into heavy detail. On my channel, I tend to just let it play because you guys don't like pausing, or only some of you do. But this is very Next Rank kind of content. Link in description. Okay, so we're getting some small pads here. Don't mind it. Deleted one. Deleted a bit more. And now we're just maybe a little bit lower boost than we needed to be. Now, this is going to be... It might seem, if you just take what I'm saying now and the one example we're looking at, you might think, wow, this seems harsh. But I think TRK does have a trigger-happy boost finger, and I think he always has. For example, what happened to the 5 boost here? TRK, you had 5 boost. Where's it gone? There it is gone. What did we get? Nothing. We got a tiny bit further forward. Now that's seems super harsh, and it is, because yeah, what difference? 12 boost, 17 boost. But this is an example of I think a bigger habit that TRK has. He does like to just throw out 12 boost every now and then and say, I don't need that. Just like, yeah, boom, 12 boost, gone. That's a small pad. And what do? We boosted and then we hit the brakes. Another little boost on the turn. And now a lot of these little movements that he's making, they do have reasons. He's not just throwing boost and wasting it for no reason. But yeah, 10 boost there. I mean, he just wants to get into position as quickly as he can. So he's kind of in this whole sequence wasted collectively, I don't know, 40 or so boost, something like that. And now he's literally on 0, or now he's on 12, so he feels like he needs more, goes for this pad, and that's just a bit too out of position, can't get back for the shot. So if at any point during that sequence, TRK had just saved 12 boost more, and I think he wasted a lot more than 12 boost, he would have had enough to make the save. But I'm just using him as an example of something that actually Twisted Minds do in general. They stick around in a low boost in the play. They're able to make a lot of really good plays as a result because they keep their momentum in other ways, with wall dashes, train dashes, you know, the ability to just land cleanly. But overall, I think they overdo it sometimes in an effort to get to where they need to be as quickly as possible. They just waste a little bit of boost here, a little bit of boost there, and now they're compromised. Let's see if they can make up for it with that insane touch. Great pass. And Monkey Moon with the perfect finish, 4-4. I mean, they do know how to score goals, don't they? I don't think I've got any notes for them on that side of the pitch. Twisted Minds are pretty good in offense, and they're right back into this one, despite, in my opinion, losing some of the goals. I have to keep saying in my opinion, because I do want to remind you guys, these guys are a very good team. They're very, very good, and I think they could be the best team in the world by the time the World Championship rolls around, especially since we're going back to Dickie's Arena where Monkey Moon owns the building. Yeah, these just small things, these small margins, I think can be the difference at this level. And there are definitely the differences in the games we've seen in this video. Oh, right back to the kickoff. Overtime. Let's see what we get. TRK gets the ball to the back corner, and I think he just plays it a bit too risky. Monkey Moon's done a good job here. They're calling back right, deflects it to the back right, and okay, I've clicked the wrong way. I'll just do this. Just gonna click him off the screen. Yeah, it's just a bit too risky, isn't it? I mean, it's such a juicy opportunity to chip the ball up and then jump, and TRK knows if he doesn't jump straight away, Oli's gonna dust him to this. Because Oli's already up, by the way. And he doesn't have one boost. He's got a full tank. That's just a replay bug. Yeah, TRK probably should go for a safer angle. It's not the Twisted Minds way, but I think he just has to play this down the line. It's too risky to air dribble straight forward. Or maybe just go across. You know, just not straight forward, because if he has to fly straight towards CRR, he makes himself a target. And as for his teammates, in both of these goals, this one and the last, they're just trusting. I mean, this is what Twisted Minds do. They put faith in their third. They leave their third on an island a lot. The third needs to play perfectly, and if he doesn't, it's in. So this is a team identity thing. It might seem like I'm nitpicking TRK a little bit at the end of the video, because both of the goals are his POV, and I think he is definitely making some mistakes while they're happening. But the whole team, I think, just need to dial back on the risk level when they have leads. If they had a correlation, take more risk, or rather, I should say, take less risk the bigger the lead they have, I think that would be the perfect version of Twisted Minds. And games like this, which these are only some of the examples of leads that they lost. There were others. But yeah, in summary, I think the reason they lose leads is they don't keep control of the ball in defense in safe positions like the back corner, as well as other top teams do. They are not as cautious with their boost usage at times when they run low, leading themselves to positions where they're vulnerable to bumps, demos, being beaten to aerials, or just in general getting countered. And their kickoffs can just be a bit too risky at the end there. TRK going for a risky play off the back of the kickoff. But they just need to chuck in a half-lip kickoff every now and then, and I think they'd probably be fine. It just makes you a little bit harder for the opponents to read if you've got that strategy. One that a lot of teams in the top tier are using now. But yeah, that's about it. I think if they, I really do think if they just make some tweaks, they could win Worlds. They're such a fun team to watch. I don't think they need to drastically change the way they play in order to dominate. Their losses in this tournament were both extremely close. In 5 to NIP and in 6 to Falcons, a series where they were very much in control. Falcons who ended up winning the entire tournament. So yeah, good luck to them. I mean, they got Monkey Moon and Dickie's Arena. They're probably going to be fine. They're probably just going to break the goals per game record and the goals conceded per game record, goals scored and conceded in the World Championship. And say, Johnny, forget about all your caution we've just thrown it to the wind and we've won the tournament. So it could happen. It could absolutely happen. I wouldn't be that surprised. Other teams gotta be careful. Gotta be careful with Twisted Minds. They're very good at the video game. Hope you guys have enjoyed this more start-stop analytical recap. If you have, let me know. I do plan to make more EWC breakdown videos like this while I'm continuing my travels, doing multiple Rocket League LANs at different places in a row. I'm going to try and keep the content coming out for you guys both here and also with Chalkcast and the next rank, like I mentioned earlier. Links down below. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you next time.